I'm Christina Bilko Hale. I'm Logan Preston Hale's mom. Logan, he had a heart made of gold that was bigger than the universe itself. One of the last things that he did, we were coming home from treatment, and he's just an older gentleman that was homeless, and he asked me for my purse, and he's like, "How much money do you have in your wallet?" I said, "I don't know." Logan went to the gentleman, shook his hand, said, "Merry Christmas, sir," and handed him all the money that we had.
I first heard about Logan from a friend of mine who works with the NFL. They had sent a message to my agent and said, "There's a boy who's a big Christian McCaffrey fan, and he's battling cancer. Is there anything you guys can do?"
He said Christian McCaffrey is the greatest of all time. He actually did the math on what it would take for him to get to be in the NFL, and he was just coming in and he skipped a grade in order to be able to get closer to being able to play alongside Christian.
We had followed up, and it turns out Logan had passed away. My agent called and said that he had been buried in your jersey, and that hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, that a kid was that much of a fan.
Spending so much time at the hospital, bedridden, was really hard for him, but it was harder, I think, the isolation that you get by being in a hospital bed. And so we brought a video game station for him to use. That completely changed his world. He was able to talk to all his friends through video games. The phone was not doing it. He had his own phone, but it didn't really connect them.
And then I read that while he was battling cancer, he had wanted to do something where he would give other kids gaming systems in the hospital so they could keep in touch with their friends. And it hit me right away that I wanted to do that. I wanted to do it for Logan, and I wanted to honor him by calling it the Logan Project. To play a game of Madden with your friend for an hour in the day while you're going through one of the most traumatic things a kid could go through, that's a little spark in a rough patch in somebody's life.
If he was still here, he would be trying to get those gaming stations himself to as many people as he could, because he really understood what isolation is like in a hospital.
Here was a kid who didn't put limitations on himself, and even though was going through one of the most difficult things a human being, let alone a kid, could go through, he maintained a positive attitude. He still saw a need in the world to make a difference in other kids' lives, and it's amazing how a kid that young can leave such an imprint on the world. And I can guarantee you that I'm a much bigger fan of his than he was of me, and so I'm very thankful for this opportunity to continue to live out his legacy.